Hey, welcome back to the Love Encompassed podcast. This week is pretty exciting because this week we have our youngest son with us. Oh, he is so excited. Preston is joining today. So Preston and I are going to have a cool talk, partly because we are a lot alike, for one. And number two, we're both the youngest. I'm the youngest of four. Preston's obviously him and Brandon. He's younger than Brandon. So we're going to talk about what it's like to be the youngest. So thank you so much for joining us, Preston. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man?
He is so excited to be here. So, Preston,
Yo.
I'm the youngest. I know what it felt like. My brother was 15 months older than I am. So I know what it was like kind of growing up that way a little bit. How was it like growing up for you?
It was a little difficult, but I felt like I navigated through it pretty well. It was more of like living in his shadow, feeling a little bit invisible, but soon learn how to enjoy what makes me me and just like not take what I do for granted.
Yeah. So that's what I struggle with that for a while because whatever my brother was into, that's what I wanted to be into. And then my brother is a bit smarter than I am, just by a little bit. And I go into classes and they'd be like, "Oh, are you James's brother?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, he's a great student. He's fantastic." And I'm like, "Well, not you ain't getting that with this one." So how did you navigate that? First of all, when did you first recognize when, if you can remember, when did you first recognize oh man, I feel like I'm in his shadow?
It was more when I was like younger because I remember my elementary school teachers, they always used to be like, "Oh, you're Brandon's brother," or it's like, you know, it's like people just always compare you with like my brother, and so it was like I felt it from like a young age, more around that third to fifth grade range.
Yeah.
Like even like past that, I was still a little bit dealing with it, but it was like that's when I kind of like noticed how I felt like I was in his shadow.
Did you feel like you were doing stuff? You guys were a little bit different growing up. So like you really weren't and at the time, you weren't into sports like that or anything like that. Now it's changed a lot. He's actually really good at sports now. But you really weren't into it. So you kind of had different interests. So then how did you make it through that third to fifth grade range? So then how did you start to realize, wait a second, I just got to be me?
Um, More of like I started noticing like because we're two different people. Like when I was like young, like I used to love a lot of comic book stuff, and like he
Yeah.
didn't really like all that stuff. Like he thought it was like cool at the time, but it was like he wasn't like really super into it like how I was. So that's when I like kind of noticed like oh like we're different in a way because like I like what I like, and he likes what he likes. So that what makes us different.
Yeah. So I realized in my brother, now we both played sports, but he wasn't as good at sports as I was. Mostly because I had the microphone. He can't hear it. He can listen to the podcast and be like, dude, I was better than you. But he wasn't. So I knew I needed to excel in that area. Like it pushed me to be better. Do you feel like on the comic books, the Marvel, the all that stuff that you felt like, oh, he's kind of into it, but I'm going to get way into it? Or did you feel like, no, I just loved him?
Nah, it was more like I just loved them because I feel like that's what, like, when I used to see like Marvel shows or DC shows or movies like that, like I just got super like happy and like
Right.
afterwards I would want to go put like my toys to like recreate whatever I saw, and I knew Brandon he wouldn't do that, and so it was like oh, like I really love this, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I do know what you mean. You listen. Preston is probably, if you don't know Preston is like, I love him for 1,000 million reasons. But one of the reasons I love him, he is unapologetically himself. Like he's got his own style. He's got his own just who he is. He's unapologetically himself. Do you think that that came from the Marvel thing, or do you think that just came from, dude, I just got so tired of people comparing me to Brandon that I was just going to be me?
Yeah, I think it was like like at one point I just stopped caring what people said, and like I knew like he's my brother, and so there's no reason to feel like I'm in his shadow, even though that if they might come up to me saying, "Hey, are you Brandon's brother?" But it's like at that point, it's like it's true. So it's like there's nothing to be mad about. Like
You can't argue with it. You're like, what? No.
like you can't. Like there's nothing to lie about because if you go on Instagram, you see us both together all the time. So it's like at that point, it's like, yeah, we're brothers. This is like there's nothing to lie about or to cap about. Like
Right. Where do you think it comes from for you just being yourself? Because there's a lot of people that listen to us. There's a lot of people that watch us. And a lot of times people really do have a problem. Even believe it or not, dude, as they get older in marriages and in relationships, they just have a hard time being themselves. Like for whatever reason. I don't know where it comes from. I mean, I'm sure if you sat with people, you are 15, about to be 16, and you're just comfortable with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what can you tell people about just being comfortable with themselves?
Just find out where you stand out. It's like with me, or express where you stand out. Cause like with me, it's like I express myself through my fashion, or express myself by like how I make music or something. And it's mostly like I just like to carry myself like I'm like not like bigger than everybody, but it's like I'm also like important, you know?
Yeah, you got a confidence.
Yeah.
You got a confidence about you that's like, hey, you know what? I know who I am. And I think that can help people, believe it or not. I mean, I know you may be freaking out right now because we're talking, but you're helping a lot of people because a lot of people don't realize just having confidence in yourself, just in who you are, you carry yourself differently. And you do that a lot. You have confidence in yourself, your style. You know exactly. I am not a stylish guy. Preston definitely, his style comes from, his love for style comes from his mom. There's no doubt about that. But you have your own style. Like you're like, hey, this is what I want. This is, you do your hair differently based on how you're feeling, everything else. Not a problem that I have. But you've kind of grown into this. I don't compare myself to Brandon. I'm unapologetically myself. And so there's a confidence that comes out of that you have for people. It's pretty remarkable, honestly. It's admirable to see. How do you recognize when you're around? I've always wanted to ask you this question. I never have, so it is kind of putting you on the spot. Do you ever recognize when you're around people where you can see where they're not confident?
Kind of. It's like it's always different with certain people because some people can hide it really well, and there's other people who go like they show it, but like it's not often. But you can tell like when people don't feel like confident in a certain area.
How do you help them? Because you're another thing. Again, there's like millions of things that I love about him, but you're really good with people. Preston's really good with people. Like people just love him. We call him all the time the mayor because when we're at your school, everybody knows who he is. Teachers love him. Students love him. So how do you deal with that? How do you, as a friend, how do you help people that like you can notice like, oh man, their confidence are a little off? How do you help them?
Like I like just like boost their confidence, like like make them talk to people or like just get to know them more. Like I just want to boost their confidence up, make them comfortable around like certain areas of their life.
Yeah. Do you have ways that you do it or no?
Nah, it just happens. I don't even know how I do it. It just happens.
He's just like, suddenly their confidence is boosted.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, look at this guy.
Oh no!
Now he's getting arrogant all of a sudden. You went from not talking to nobody to now talking to everybody. Yeah. Man, I'm not going to keep you long because I know that I'm just appreciative. I know Mom is appreciative that you came on the podcast. We've been trying to get them forever to come on the podcast because they are fantastic. Like they're amazing young men and just how they are. And he may come across as nervous right now because he doesn't like it. But listening to him, he's funny. He's intelligent. He's a smart dude and really loves people. So give us just parting words. If I'm somebody who's dealing with I don't have good confidence. I compare myself to other people. Give me some parting words of what you would tell them.
What I would say is like show who like you are, like basically like stand out in areas where you know you can stand out and like you're different from a part of the rest because we're all different, and so like there's nothing to like feel ashamed of or like be like nervous of or like scared of because it's just like you're just being yourself, like just honestly it's just like throwing yourself out there, like just be yourself and like if you need to express yourself in different ways. Like if you can draw, or if you can dress. Like just express yourself in many different ways.
It's so good, man. Well, thank you for joining us on this Love and Compass. Thanks, dude.
No problem, man. No problem, man.
Thanks for joining us on the Love and Compass podcast. You can follow us on Instagram. Victoria and I, you can follow on Instagram and TikTok as well. And make sure you subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Love and Compass podcast.